What was that a result of?
I think defensively we were very in tune, and besides the fouling that we had in the second quarter, I thought we did a good job of just trying to neutralize what they wanted to do offensively, and which allowed us to get offensive flow. We shared the ball, we attacked, and it resulted in that first half.
Kuz gave Avery a lot of credit for the tone he was able to set on Luka. What did you see from him, Avery?
Listen, when Avery's in the lineup, he always sets the tone for us defensively, and we just try to be the eyes and ears behind him to let him know that he's not by himself. But he's such a superior and lockdown individual defender, and it's always great to have him on the floor.
What's been the key to winning these last 7 in a row?
It's not about how many you can win in a row. It's just how you can continue to get better in every individual game, and I thought today we did that here. We got better with our communication, got better with our rebounding, we got better with not turning the ball over on the road, and if you're able to try to play a game as close to 48 minutes as possible, you can result in a lot of wins, and we was able to do that.
LeBron, you passed Michael Jordan tonight for fourth on time on the field goal made list. Obviously, the win's most important to you, but can you talk about the love and the joy for the game that you have, knowing that each night you're passing some of the greats in the game as far as your legacy is concerned?
I think my legacy will speak for himself when I'm done. So I don't really talk about my legacy. I think when you're on a journey and you're in a marathon, to be able to have feats along that way is pretty special. And anytime I'm linked with the greats, tonight being MJ himself, it's special. So, like I said, post game, hopefully I continue to make the greats proud, live on their legacy, and hopefully I continue to make my family and my fans proud as well. So. That's what it's about.
LeBron, we know you thought about Luka Doncic is often compared to you for what he's doing at age 20 compared to what you did at age 20. Obviously, you've grown a lot. There's a lot of pressure when it comes to superstardom. What advice would 35-year-old LeBron give 20-year-old Luka as he continues to grow in this league?
I don't know, man. If we sat down and he asked for advice on anything, I can give it to him, but I don't think that's for me to ramp up right now in front of you guys. I think he's well beyond his years, and he shows that both on the floor and off the floor. And obviously, it's no question about it. Have a great one here.
35, 16 boards, 7 assists, 16 is a season high for you, all under the weather. What did this one take from you?
Just my mind. If your mind's not into it, then nothing else matters. So, even in the conditions that I'm in, the way I'm feeling right now, is just, if I'm on the floor, I got to try to make plays happen for our team. And I have the luxury of having 14 other guys, 15 other guys that have faith in me and belief in me, and they allow me to go out and do the things that I have to do, no matter if I'm sick or not. So,
LeBron,
it's just for me to be able to just make plays and make something, just do whatever it takes for our team.
LeBron, tonight I promise means a lot to you, obviously. And tonight you unveiled it on your shoe, LeBron 17.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
I can sit here all night and talk about what my school, what those kids mean to me. So first of all, it's just it's pretty cool that Nike allowed me and allowed us to have a collaboration like that, where all the benefits from the purchase of those shoes are going to give back to my kids. It just means so much that I can see the smiles and faces on my kids. Even when I'm not there, they send me like daily and weekly and monthly videos about what they're doing, how they're progressing, how life is not only in the school but also outside of the school. And for me to be able to represent them tonight on national television with my sneakers, it means so much to me, and I have to continue to be an inspiration, for my kids in the school, because I know exactly what they're going through. I know exactly the streets that they walk. I've been there before. I know exactly what everything, the hardships, the good, the bad, the ugly. So, for me to be able to do what I do best, and for me to be able to give back to them is the ultimate for me personally.
We'll take two more.
What do you like, LeBron? What do you like out of Kuz, especially to start tonight?
Kuz was just Kuz, and he's been, he's getting more and more healthy, and he's getting more and more acclimated with what we want to do offensively and defensively, and he was special tonight in AD's absence. So obviously we need everybody to be, bigger than what they've been playing because of AD's absence, and Kuz did that.
How important was
Last
McGee
question.
and Howard tonight with AD's absence? How important was McGee and Howard tonight with AD's absence?
They've been important for us no matter who's been in the lineup. To be able to have that 1-2 punch at the 5 spot, they've been great. They've given us everything and more. They give us defensive rebounding, they give us block shots, they give us lob threats, they give us toughness. So, it's nothing that surprises me with that tandem. And other than that, I didn't find much after that series. So, visionary. I think him and Dr. James Naismith is two of the most important people for the game of basketball. Obviously, Dr. Naismith because he created the game, and then David, his vision to make this game global. Don't know how many people believed in that with him, or thought it was something that couldn't be done, but he made this game global, where this game is watched in over 200 countries, 200 countries, 250 countries over the world. We got. You just look at the collective group of players. You got the Giannis and the Dirks and the Manus and the Lukas now, and so on and so on. And it's, I think it's you got to give him so much credit because of that, because he's just seen the game being so much greater than just in the States domestically. So my IG post, obviously, for me personally, it was a dream come true to step up on that stage and shake David's hand. Knowing where I come from, and then just gaining a relationship over the course of my career with him. That's great, and my prayers and condolences goes to his family.
Did he say anything to you that day? When he crossed the stage, it seems like he's always shared messages with the guys in that moment.
I don't know.
It was just such a blur.
Yeah. I don't even know if I even heard my name being called. I think somebody had to push me up there. I was so ecstatic to be in New York City. It was my first time in New York City, I believe. Second time in New York City. But just being there with my family and my high school best friends and all that stuff, it was so much. So I know for sure I remember that handshake. I remember him giving me that hat. And I remember that handshake, and I would never ever forget that.
What did you learn about business and all your?
You know what? He did tell me something in the back when all the rookies was in the back.
Mm-hmm.
He told me he wanted to wear my suit one day. I won't forget that. He told me that in the back. He said, "You think I can borrow that suit one day?" I do remember that.
In your mind, is he the GOAT among sports commissioners?
Yeah, I think. Listen, he paved the way, and now we got another GOAT at the helm. He just, what he did for the game. I think he came in and it was like 80 what? I know the exact date when he became the commissioner of the NBA. It was 84 or something like that. It's almost like the perfect time. It's like MJ coming in, and David takes over, and he just builds the game to a point where he knew that he had another successor behind him in Adam that could keep on going. But his legacy will live on forever, especially in this game.
The sport grew in your guys' time together. Did you learn anything about business in your time when you guys were on the opposite side of the bargaining table that you maybe take with you as you move on in your own business?
I don't know. I haven't really had a chance to kind of reflect on that as far as the player side versus the league side. With the coaches and the owners and all of that nature. I haven't really reflected on that, but we had our battles, that's for sure, trying to figure it out. But also at the end of the day, we also understood that we want to do whatever it takes to help grow the game. And that was the one common goal from both sides. Even though we had our differences at times at the round table, it was one common thing that we all left that room and said, how can we continue to build this game and expand this game to where it is today?
Every commissioner in league history up to this point has had something named after them. The Maurice Podoloff Trophy, it's MVP, Larry O'Brien Championship Trophy. Any suggestions of what should be named for Stern?
Haven't given no thoughts yet, but the visionary that he was, the impact that he made on this game, he definitely should have something named after him. That's for sure in this league. Either if it's an award or a day. During the course of the NBA season, the David Stern Day. I don't know. We can figure it out. Obviously, those guys in New York, they'll get around a round table and figure something out as well. I know how.
Points tonight. What'd you like most about his game?
Just efficient. Very efficient. I don't think he had one play where it looked stressed. just efficient from the outset, hitting his jumpers in the low post, made all, 13 of his free throws. Just another great performance.
Danny Green had 25 points, made 6 threes. When he's hitting like that, how much does that open up the offense?
Listen, when he hitting like that, we're going to keep going back to him. I mean, he hit 5 early on, and, just to see him get a shot back going like that, it was definitely, well, we expected. But I know it feels good for him for sure.
He said that the first time he played against New Orleans, he felt like the kind of impetus to want to score and post up and get the ball. And then Frank's opinion of his game tonight was it just all came in a natural flow.
Yeah.
Is part of that flow from your guys' understanding of him and his understanding of the offense? And have you guys made some strides in that area in the last 5 weeks since the last time?
Yeah, I just think that's just the way we play, and he's the recipient of our flow offense because he's just as fast as anybody on the floor. He's more dynamic than anybody that's on the floor with his ability to play in the interior, play in the exterior. He can do so many things, and so he's the recipient of a lot of things that we do offensively.
Do you think he's from November to now? Do you think that there's something he's really gotten better at within the flow of that offense, or the way he's adjusted?
That's for all of us. I mean, since November, we've all have grown and figured out ways we can continue to help each other. I think for him, anytime you come from a different program or a different franchise and a different system, it takes a little while to kind of understand how you're going to be as best for the better of the team. And I think every month